From Studio G146 in the heart of Grace Church, it's Fuse TV, starring Danny Staley and me, Aaron. Today, join Danny and her guest, Brian Pratt. And now here's your host, Danny Staley.
Hey you guys, welcome to Fuse TV. We are so glad you are here with us, whether you are in person, you are watching on YouTube, or on Zoom. We are just so glad that you are here, and we have some great stuff planned for you today. Hey guys, this is this week's Top 3, where we talk about 3 things every week. So our first one is the NFL is apparently coming back. Now, by the time you're seeing this, we have no idea if the NFL will have actually started or not. Also in sports news, did you watch the Pacers?
I did. And
they were doing great in the bubble.
Yeah, they were doing phenomenal.
And round 1 happened.
What happened in round 1, Danny?
We got swept.
Yeah, yes you did.
Swept.
I love your hat though. You're still
you know what though? I'm done with them.
Oh, you're moving
so
on.
So our only hope now is the Colts. Which I'm not very hopeful about that either. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, you never know. You never know. I'm pumped for the NFL being back. I got my jersey on. I'm ready. I've been watching all of the practices and stuff, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
All right, you're ready. That's great.
And it's been already going on, so it's even better. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. All right, so you might be wondering what this lovely spread of things that I have around me is for.
I'm very curious because you kind of look like a Waffle House right now.
Wow, I love that. You know, my mom actually calls Waffle House Awful House.
Oh, well, I've heard that if you walk into a Waffle House or a Denny's or an IHOP and your foot doesn't stick to the floor, it's a bad one. You got to get out.
It's like that movie theater concept from last week.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So today, no, not today. The 26th, that is today. I don't know what day today is. The 26th is National Pancake Day.
What?
Yep. So
I'm
going to make us some pancakes.
Okay, that would make sense why you have a griddle.
Yeah, so I'm going to make us some pancakes right now. I also don't have any measuring utensils.
So you're just winging it?
I'm just going to,
Oh, that's a lot of water. I like it. Yeah.
Okay. It's
phenomenal.
Okay. Have faith, Aaron. Have faith.
I have so much faith in you.
I cook for myself all the time. I don't cook at all at home. We all know this is a fact. Danny is not good in the kitchen. Grilled cheese? Mac and cheese?
I thought you were about to say you're making grilled cheese right now. I was like, ooh.
No.
You have a griddle.
Ooh, grilled cheese with pancakes though?
Oh.
As the bread?
Have you ever done that?
Nope, but that sounds great.
Yeah.
So I also have some great things that I'm going to put into my pancakes for you.
Okay, what do you have?
No, it's just a surprise. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me get going real quick.
Okay.
This is also a little chunky. I didn't stir it
what?
very well for you.
I like a good
chunky pancake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
A real dense pancake.
Dense is a great way of putting it. All right, so now I'm gonna.
Did you spray that before?
I'll let you pick. I did not spray it. This is a fairly. Let's be real, because I also don't cook. I also don't use my griddle very often.
Okay.
So it's pretty, pretty Teflon-y.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
So would you like candy corn, chocolate chips, Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids, or marshmallows?
Can I pick what goes in your pancake and you can pick what goes in my pancake?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. I would love you to have candy corn and Swedish Fish in yours.
Candy corn is disgusting.
But it's the first week of fall.
But I picked it up because it is the first week of fall, so I felt like you can't walk past it, right? Without.
I mean, you very much could have walked past it.
So now what we're gonna do? I'm gonna lay these in here.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna go back over it with another
Another layer.
Yeah, it's like when you're making a quesadilla, you gotta
It's gonna have that gooey.
you gotta put the cheese on top of the chicken again, or else it's not gonna.
That looks delicious.
You're gonna get some marshmallows. I'm very curious to see what happens with marshmallows. If they start burning on the skillet, I hope
you
they
get
don't set off
chocolate
the fire
chips? Because then I could have s'mores.
Yeah, will be nice. Ooh.
Ooh. Oh. That's a lot of marshmallows, Danny. Oh, you do have chocolate chips. I was kidding.
No, I do.
Ooh. Oh, this looks actually really good. You had me worried for a second. I wasn't nice to you. I apologize.
No, it's fine. That's usual. So also, it is Chocolate Milk Day this weekend. So we also these are never gonna cook.
I was gonna say, is your griddle even on, Danny?
Woo. Let me turn her up a little bit. Yeah. So it's also National Chocolate Milk Day.
Is it? Can you add some chocolate milk to the pancakes?
Yeah, I do it. I'm not going to pour it in, but I will drink some, though, while we're waiting.
Hey,
while we're waiting for these pancakes to cook real quick, let's go to our TikTok of the week.
Bien du chagrin, affaibli par la rage, souris malheureux, volant ton chemin, tout ça car je peux, car rien ne gratte.
The trick to making great pancakes is when the bubbles start to pop. That's when it's time to flip.
Okay, time to flip.
Yep.
Oh,
so-
Danny, that's a beautiful pancake.
Do you want this one? Let's wait a minute
Can you
and then I'll
not
give it
throw
to you.
that at me, please?
Oh. We've got some marshmallow.
You might need do you need some help? Ooh.
This isn't working, guys.
It's, you know what? It is scrambled
Scrambled pancakes.
scrambled pancakes, you know? Or
Let me
like
get
I like to
this
say whipped pancakes.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a beautiful pancake. I'm going to call IHOP right now and say you got an
Hire
influencer or
me.
representative.
Ooh,
Danny
speaking
Staley.
of IHOP, the Cinestack, though, you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember IHOP? With the switch of IHOP?
Yeah. What was it? International House
That was
of
2.5
Breakfast?
years ago.
Was
Yeah.
that a thing?
No, it was
Burger.
burgers, which was just preposterous. And
Okay, so yours is taking a really long
I can
time.
see that. It's very,
So-
very whipped.
Here.
That's a beautiful
You ready?
pancake. Oh,
Hey, Aaron,
yeah.
catch.
Okay. I caught it. I actually caught that, guys. Do you see the inside of this coffee cup?
That's so gross. You cannot eat that. That coffee mug has been sitting here for
This
weeks.
is a phenomenal pancake.
Hey, sometimes I hit it, you know?
Guy, did you catch it on camera, Mighty? Guys, we gotta put that in a replay. That was dope.
Maybe that's our
T.Y. Hilton. I got glue for fingers. Call me the ghost, baby.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
Oh, I almost said Andrew Luck, but we don't talk about him in Indiana anymore.
We
right?
love him still.
Do we? I don't
mean, I
know.
do.
I'm pretty sure when you quit in the middle of a game, like that's not okay. All right, so up next we're gonna try. I'll bring Aaron back on to try his pancake scramble in a couple minutes. But our next guest is Brian Pratt. All right, hey guys, we are here with Brian Pratt. I finally got Aaron's pancake to cook. It took 5 ever. Why are you laughing at me and my pancake?
5 ever?
5 ever. Like longer than 4 ever. Like it didn't take 4 ever. Like it was infinitely longer. So 5 ever because 5 ever doesn't
It's kind of like the
exist.
people who have 4 heads, but they really have 5 heads. You can put 5 fingers, and that's the size of their 5 head. No?
I am
Alright.
understanding what you're saying. Like the size of your forehead. I understand.
Yeah, a 5 head.
Okay, it took me.
Poor guy's
minute
got a
there.
5 head. Yeah.
So I have a couple questions for you today.
Okay.
So we know that you are a huge Star Wars fan.
How do you know that?
If you walked into your office, there's Star Wars everywhere. You took over Fuse TV a couple weeks ago to talk about Star Wars in the
This
movie.
is
So
true.
I'm making
This
a
is
general
true.
assumption that you love Star Wars.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
you know.
what about Star Wars do you love, and why? Like, why is it such a big part of our culture? Do you think?
Yeah. You're actually asking the perfect person this question. Because I very much do love
love
Star
Star
Wars, and I
Wars.
think about these things all the time. It's terrible.
Like you're laying in
I
bed at
can't
night,
sleep at night
sleeping?
because I'm thinking about the themes behind Star Wars. But I think the answer to your question actually lies in the first movie's title, A New Hope. That Star Wars brings hope. Each of the characters, main characters, and whether it's the movies, the TV shows, they're all underdogs, and they all have hope in something bigger. I mean, that's the whole idea of the rebellion, right?
Right.
Something's wrong in the world, and they are trying to stand up for what's right, and they have hope.
Wow.
So,
That
and
is
that
actually
inspires
very
me.
deep. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Right.
I want to watch things about that.
Yeah. Huh. Insightful. Never
Yeah.
would have thought about that.
Star Wars nerd.
Star Wars nerd. Do you like have your lightsaber with you?
No,
I figured
no,
you would
I
just
have
whip it out of your pocket.
4 in my office,
Okay.
but you know.
All right. So we also know that you do a lot of worship stuff at Grace.
Yep. That's
And
my job.
you love music. So I am very curious what your happy-go-lucky playlist is.
Not necessarily a playlist, but my favorite happy-go-lucky album is the Riot album by Paramore. I will just jam out to that so hard in the car.
That is a gem.
It is
of an
so good.
album. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
Yep.
wife Carly and I do not agree on any music at all.
Other than
We don't-
Paramore?
But we will listen to Paramore's Riot album
Perfect.
together.
Do you think our few students even know what Paramore
Probably
is
not.
at this point?
Probably not. Real big in the mid 2000s. You probably were just being born
Right.
when this album came
was
out.
it was
but
the jam.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I saw them in concert a couple times downtown.
Yep.
So I personally am I listen to the Spotify playlist, the road trip playlist that Spotify makes. It's got some oldies, some new stuff, just some jams.
That's
you know?
what the radio's for.
Yeah, but then like you have commercials on the radio.
Yeah, it's valid.
But if we're actually being honest, I'm listening to Harry Potter in the car every time I'm in the car.
There you go.
So behind you, I have something for you.
Are you calling me trash?
Yeah, yep. Brian Pratt, trash. No. Actually, I would like you to fashion some type of outfit with this. As you can see, I have my trash bag on. You can just like lay it in front of you if you want.
Supposed to cover me?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You're gonna need it to cover you because before we finish our interview, I actually have a fun game for us to play.
Oh boy.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna set a timer for a minute, and you have some pancakes behind you, and I have you some lactose-free milk because I
Thank
understand
you.
that you're lactose
I am
intolerant.
lactose intolerant.
But you might have heard that it's National Chocolate Milk Day. So we
did hear that.
are going to set a timer for a minute, and we're going to see
What
how
are the
many
pancakes for then?
of these mini pancakes and chocolate milk, and how many mini pancakes and how much of the chocolate milk we can drink in a minute.
So if it's National Chocolate Milk Day, why is there pancakes?
Because National Pancake Day is the day before National Chocolate Milk Day.
That was
But
very
actually,
smart of
I don't
them.
know. Jeremy found that on the internet, but I think the date of National Pancake Day is actually wrong.
Oh.
But in Fuse this
Okay,
weekend, it's
can
National Pancake Day.
Can we just be real? Are any of these national days actually real? Is there someone in the federal government coming up with national holidays for chocolate milk and pancakes, or is this just like
The
we're making
internet
these up?
making things up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
The
that's what's
internet makes up
happening.
a lot of things. Don't
It is.
believe everything.
I'm pretty sure
you see on the
National Dog
internet.
Day happens at least 4 times a year.
That's very accurate. Or it's like National Puppy Day.
Right,
But like
yeah.
National Puppy Day and National Dog Day are definitely the same day.
Right. It doesn't help at all.
Yeah, my dog is not a puppy, but I still call him a puppy.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm eating these. We're eating all. Seeing how much we can eat in a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to decide if I want to use my watch or my phone. If I use my phone, it'll be louder. Let's see. Let's turn the volume up. I have to find my timer
I can't
too.
tell if these smell funny or if this is just leftover burning pancake smell from when you made pancakes earlier.
That's really mean. My pancakes smell great. All right, we have a timer going in. Hold on, I'm not ready. I'm gonna lose a second because I have to hit OK. You need
should.
to open it and take the plug out.
Oh, good call.
I got you. I actually drink lactose-free milk at home, so hopefully I don't die today. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's eating so fast.
I'm so sick.
45 seconds.
What a bad decision.
In the hot dog eating contest, I see them drink all the water with the buns in their mouth.
It worked. Oh, my mouth is so really full. I'm gonna throw up. Oh, on the pancakes. How much time I got left? Did I win?
I couldn't swallow because I was laughing.
What's
And fun fact, I'm a CPR and first aid trainer as well. And I get so nervous when I'm eating. If like I try and talk, I'm gonna choke because that's what I watch in my free time is
I only
CPR
chugged
videos.
like half of it. How much you chug?
Not at all. None. None. I didn't chug any. All right. Oh, thanks. I'm gonna keep snacking. Are there full-size pancakes falling on us? All right. Cool. I'm gonna
nice.
sop up some of this milk on my chin. Okay. So I'm gonna keep snacking, but I have some questions about you now and your
me?
faith. So you grew up at Grace? You've been here for like ever. As long as I've been at Grace, you've been at Grace.
I've actually probably been at Grace longer than you because Grace's 29th birthday was September 1st, and I came when I was first born in November of 1991. So I was here like 3 months after it was born, or after Grace started, and been
After
here since.
Grace was born?
Yeah,
Wow.
after Grace was born. I don't really know how you birth a building, or a church, but I was here.
Yeah, so you were like warehouse days, everything. So can you tell us a little bit about like where your journey like with God started and like how you came to like know Jesus and all of that fun stuff?
Yeah. So, like I said, I grew up at Grace. came as a kid, but I didn't like Grace Kids. I just thought it was awkward, and I'm a really heady person. I will chug milk, but I would rather read a book than like hang out with people. And so Grace Kids was a little much for me. So I went to a big church with my parents growing up. I just never really got connected. Really didn't ever meet any friends here. And so in middle school, when I was in 6th grade, my dad actually passed away really suddenly. And it was can you imagine? Like, it was super hard as a middle schooler for that to happen in my life. And so I had a friend who went here to Grace, who went to Fuse, and he reached out to Tim Moriello, who was the middle school pastor back in the day. And Tim reached out to me, and we ended up getting Burger King one afternoon and hanging out. And we filled his paintball air tanks, which was apparently a weird thing to do, and talked about girls. Like, that's normal middle school boy stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just felt known and loved by someone. And
that's really big.
So I decided to start coming to Fuse, and I did. And like immediately, because of what Tim did, because of the fact that Tim cared about me, excuse me, that chocolate milk is coming up. Oof.
If you throw up, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah, that's gross.
I do not do throw up. Okay.
Anyways, because of what Tim did in my life, it made me feel like I could belong here.
Yeah.
And I could be a part of Fuse. And so I did. And I had amazing small group leaders like Dave Quigley, who's still a small group leader.
We love you,
Jeff
Dave.
Smith at Fisher's was one of my small group leaders. And Blake Anderson, who's a merge leader, was one of my merge leaders. And I grew up the rest of Grace. And so when I was old enough to finally like have a real job after I graduated high school, I knew that I wanted to do what Tim did for me and be an adult in a student's life and
That's
be
awesome.
a part of Fuse. So,
So you came back to Fuse and haven't left.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I guess
Yeah.
I should side note. You asked me how like my relationship with Jesus started. That's
Is that
important.
how, like, in
yeah,
Fuse? Yeah.
Yeah, that's an important part of the story
Yeah.
too.
That's
but yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, and then we went to like Access together back in the day.
We did.
Yeah.
The college ministry that no longer
That
exists.
doesn't exist,
Access.
but it was
Yep.
great back in the day. I do have a quick side note. What's your go-to Burger King order?
The Bacon King Jr. or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Bacon
I'm
on
more of a
anything
like
is
Burger
good.
King breakfast French toast kind of gal.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Yep.
good
they,
stuff.
They used to have like mini cinnamon rolls there. that
Oh
were
yes,
so
those were good too.
Oof.
So this week we are talking with our students about like why they belong here at Grace in Fuse. And so you just talked about like how you felt like you belonged in Fuse.
Yeah.
So if you go back to middle school Brian, what is one piece of advice you would have like you wish somebody would have told you when you were in middle school?
About belonging.
Yeah. Or
Gotcha.
like just anything in life, whatever.
Yeah.
Burger King,
Um.
Grace, God.
All
Chocolate
the things. Don't chug chocolate milk. I wish someone would have told
Okay,
me
that's
that,
a good idea.
'cause
Don't
That's
follow
not
us.
really sitting very well. But no, I think the reality, like so much of my growing up, I tried to be someone else because I didn't like who I was, or I didn't like what life had given me, and so I wanted to be someone else. I wanted my life to be different, and eventually I realized that I could just be who I was, and it's okay. And I think that's what's beautiful about Fuse, and something I learned here at Grace is that people can love me for whoever I am. I don't have to change when I walk in these doors
true.
every week. I don't have to, when I come to Fuse, I don't have to be someone else. I can be myself, and people will love me because of who I am, because God loves me for who I am.
Right.
And so that's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think I've eaten more pancakes than you actually
Probably.
know. But you did a lot more
feeling
talking than I
real,
did.
like thick up in here.
You got some
That's,
like milk stuff
whoa.
happening
Yeah.
stuck in there. Well, I'm sorry about that, but it was great fun.
Oh, now I got the burps. This
Great
is
fun.
gross.
Hey, do you want to try some of my Swedish fish pancake?
Not at all, because
Are
I'm
you
pretty sure
sure?
that would actually make me throw up.
The Swedish fish got kind of like chewy and gooey. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this week. And I hope you learned some things not to do, like chug milk and eat pancakes as fast as you can. And I also hope you learned some great things about why you belong here in Fuse with us.
Hey guys, we are so pumped to be with you here online, Fuse TV Online, because we are talking about a topic we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Of you belong, right? So the first week we talked about you belong in God's family.
Yep.
And Jeremy and I talked a little bit about that, about what binds us together is the love that we share. We all have unique differences. Me and you are different.
We are.
God has gifted us in different ways, but we have more similarities than differences. And then Liz talked about that you belong in this world for a purpose.
Yeah.
And this week, we want to talk about that you belong here. Where is here right now?
At Grace.
At
and
Grace.
even if you can't be here like physically in person, you still belong with us. Whether you're home because your family isn't coming back to church yet, maybe you don't feel comfortable, that's fine, but we are still here for you right here online.
Yeah, we're your family. We still love you, and we value being here. But I still feel like there's this tension, this question of, but do I really belong? And I feel like that's a question I know I've asked myself so many times in my life. I've actually probably asked it recently. Is like, is this even where I like? Does anyone care if I'm here?
Right.
Would anyone notice if I was just vanished? And when we were talking about this,
I would notice if you vanished.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. But like, do I really belong? We talk about it all the time. You belong. And I think in Student Ministries West, we have that big sign, right? It says, you belong. And we talk about it all the time. But the question, do I actually belong, really comes up a lot. And we talked about this yourself. You had a little bit of your story where I was like, man, Danny, have you ever struggled with this? And you like dropped some real facts.
Yeah. So I've mentioned this a couple times, but a little backstory. When I was in middle school, I tore both my ACLs, not at the same time, different times, both playing basketball. And so my identity in middle school, I was the athlete.
Oh, wow.
I played basketball. Basketball.
That Midwest accent coming out.
Yeah, born and raised in Indiana. I played basketball, ran cross country, track, whole nine, and I was an athlete. But after I tore my second ACL, I was like, this isn't worth it anymore. I was like, I'm not down for this. So I made the decision to stop playing for my own health, my physical health, but I didn't realize how much it would affect me mentally. And so I went into high school feeling like I had no identity. I didn't know who I was. I lost all my friends because they were off, trying out for high school basketball and going to practice. And I was like, wait, I'm here all by myself. Look how great this is.
Wow.
So that led to a lot of depression, anxiety, and just I was scared to go to school. And there were mornings when my anxiety was always the worst in the morning, right? Because you're sitting there and you're like, what are all of the things that could possibly go wrong today? And when you're in that mindset, your mind is like, A, B, C, D, E, here are all the things that could possibly happen to you at school today, even though we know they won't. So I would lay there in the morning in bed and I'd be like, Mom, I don't want to go to school. And I realize now, it wasn't just the stomach ache. It was that I didn't think anybody would care or know if I wasn't at school.
Wow.
And I lived that way my freshman through junior year. And it wasn't until I joined the theater community at Westfield that I actually felt like I had a group of friends that genuinely cared about me and like would notice if I wasn't in the room that day. I mean, I had friends in high school. Like, it wasn't like I was, just chilling by myself every day. But it wasn't like I had a big group of people where, like, I knew that I would fit in there. Like, I remember being scared to go to football games because I'd be like, well, who am I gonna hang out with? Like, who am I gonna stand with in the stands? And it didn't feel good.
Because you felt like you lost all sense of community.
Yeah.
And like, so let's be honest, guys. So you're probably watching this because you're online. You might be home right now because maybe you have stuff going on and you're on vacation. You still belong here in Fuse.
Yep.
You might be watching this because, well, your whole reality is online now. You have family that have health risks, and you guys have chosen to stay a life where you're a little more isolated, right? And we talk about isolation a lot, but we want you to know, one, that you are adopted, you were chosen by God. You belong. You matter to God. And we're not saying, obviously, that Fuse is God, but Fuse is a way to meet God. We're a community there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's just like, you belong in God's family, and we are God's family.
Yeah, and I think if I would have had that in middle school and high school, it would have drastically changed everything for me. And, it's not that it's hard to explain, because it's like I knew that I had a purpose, but not really. And I don't know that I found like a true purpose until I started coming to church and felt like I was truly noticed.
So when you
even in a mega church, even in a mega church, I still felt known by people when I walked in the doors.
So today, because you've obviously probably grown a lot in this.
Oh, yeah.
So like when you are getting this sense of like, I don't know if I belong, and maybe to believe the lie that Satan wants you to believe. Satan is real, and Satan wants you to believe lies about yourself.
Yep.
And one of those is that, well, you probably don't belong here. What are some tangible steps that you take to make sure that like you can fight that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you just have to learn to be rational with yourself and know that all of the scary things that you think might happen probably won't happen. But I think if I was following Jesus when I was in that situation, now what I do is I pray and I just ask for strength to get through the day, because that's really all it takes sometimes, is just when you're laying there and you're like, I can't do this. You can, because, you know, Jesus always has your back and is always there.
Yeah, absolutely. So some scripture that we chose to go along with this was Ephesians 1, verse 4. It says, even before he made the world, God loved us and chose us in Christ to be holy, without fault in his eyes. God decided in advance to adopt us into his own family, bringing us to himself through Jesus. This is what he wanted to do, and it gave him great pleasure. You have been adopted. You have been chosen by Jesus. When you choose to follow him and you take that upon yourself, he welcomes you with open arms.
Definitely.
And we want you guys to know that you belong here. You belong in Fuse Online. You belong to even though you're online, we still have a Fuse community in person that loves and cares for you, that you still belong with.
Yeah. And I think even on the days when it feels like you really don't belong, God will always turn it around for you, and you will find somewhere where you belong.
Absolutely.
Even when it feels like you're in the longest, darkest tunnel of your life, it'll get better.
Absolutely. So some stuff that we want you to know that we have is that we have this, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this live right now and you're already part of Zoom small groups, but every single week during Fuse in-person online, we're offering small group opportunity where you can actually hop into your in-person small group, and even though you're online, you can actually join them and be a part of that community.
We've got iPads, tripods, the whole nine. It'd be like you're totally there in person, just on an iPad.
Because the reason why we believe that we've done this is because we believe you belong this much, because God says that you are.
Yep.
You belong here in Fuse, in person and online, and we love you.
Yeah, sure do.
Catch you guys soon. All right, well, thank you guys for joining us on Fuse TV. We've had so much fun with you, and we're glad that you tuned in. If you guys enjoyed this and you had fun and you thought this was engaging and you like, what is this all about? What is some more stuff that we do? We actually have a YouTube channel that you just watched us on. So subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and comment below if you have any more questions, because we would love for you to get connected with our student ministry. Additionally, we have Instagram at Grace146 Students, where we post a lot of information about what we're doing day to day for our middle school ministry. Additionally, we have a TikTok. If you're allowed to be on TikTok, same handle, at Grace146 Students. We love you. We're glad you're with us today, and we hope that this isn't just the first video watch. We hope that you jump in and watch some more.